Yeah, but it's not that you treat them differently. You treat them the same, but you start learning how they treat differently different topics. I'm giving an assumption that engineering fundamentals are there. But the differentiator factor one is their ability to learn and stay curious for the entire career, not being worried about exposing themselves to new things.
Hi, all. So today I have a very special guest with us who is all about empowering innovation, inclusivity, and web accessibility for a safer digital world. Let's welcome Jorge on 10 Minutes of High Wisdom, where he will tell us about what it's like being a director of a top engineering company, what he's learned along the way, and what is his advice for people who are recently laid off. Hey there, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
I am doing well. So let's get right into it. You've been in a director position for quite a while, leading a team of wonderful engineers. Can you tell us about your experience so far working with a global team, especially in such a big company?
Absolutely. Currently, I'm a director of software engineering at Mozilla. That is, by definition, one of the most global companies that I ever worked with. It's global because of the product that we build, that is Firefox, and it is used all around the world. And it's global because of our team distribution. My team is distributed between Italy, France, UK, New Zealand, East Coast, Central, West Coast, Iceland, Canada, and maybe I'm missing something. Definitely, the most interesting part is the different cultures that you are exposed every day. All my engineers, all my partners, they are great, they are top notch, but each of them has their unicity and the way you deal with people from France, Germany, different part of the world, it's different. It's remember me when I was in other companies like Amazon, where I had a huge part of my team in Brazil, a huge part of my team in India. Again, the exciting part of being in a global company, it's that you mix cultures, you learn new things, you understand a lot of nuances, and these help you also to make better decisions from an engineering standpoint, because what is absolutely acceptable for the USA market is completely different from other markets.
I love that. I think it's very important that you mentioned that you treat people from different countries differently because things are always different based on where you come from. And to have that global perspective allows you to take
Yeah,
better
but
decisions.
it's not that you treat them differently. You treat them the same, but you start learning how they treat differently different topics. And therefore, you fine tune your communication style to try to be effective with many different cultures. There are cultures where managers are considered as a semigod that don't align at all. And you have to break into that culture and understand why it's that, to have them starting to rely on you as their main helper and their main supporter. There are other culture where the manager is seen more like a dispatcher of tasks and assignments. That again, it's not literally in line with my styles. I prefer to have a team of engineers and leaders that come to me and help me to understand what I can do better, what can be done better from our customer base. But still, you have to learn a little bit how to crack that part of the culture and break through, and having them coming to you and not just say yes or not just agreeing, but having a strong disagreement, strong debates, and help you to shift your perspective and to flex your perspective on things to match as much as possible a global product or a global community like the one of Mozilla.
I don't think I could have said it better. I think as a global leader, you need to adapt yourself to the people that you work with in order to understand where they're coming from regarding what their thought processes is so that you can serve your customers in the best way possible. Because, of course, each market is different. You cater to customers based on where they are located, based on what they expect from you. And as a global product, as you mentioned, it's very important for that. So, thank you so much for mentioning that. I think my next question for you would be is given your role in leading the Firefox desktop engineering team at Mozilla, how do you envision the future of web extensions and their impact on the web browsing experience for day-to-day customers?
Awesome question. So web extensions are an essential part of customizing your journey on mobile on web. This means that you can achieve whatever. Let's say that you don't like ads, advertisement, you can block them. You want to have a tree style navigation for your tabs, you can achieve that with an extension. But even more simple things, you can have dark reader enabled whenever you are, wherever you are. So add-ons are a tool to customize and tailor the web browsing experience to you. Where I see that we're heading to, it's enabling add-ons to impact different areas, more areas of the browsers, but even more important is on mobile. There is right now Safari that support add-ons on iOS. There is the Samsung browser that support around 20 add-ons, and we are in the process of releasing over 300 add-ons on mobile. So I think that the future is going there, given that the customers are moving themselves every day more toward mobile web browsing. Customization of a mobile web experience became essential to be not only competitive, because there is also that part, but also to be close to your users and help your users to really enjoy the web.
I think that's very important because these days, for you to stand out, you really need to cater to your users in order to make the browsing experience as personal as you can to them, which is what you are doing with your team. So, thank you so much for mentioning that. You initially mentioned something interesting, which was you work with top notch software engineers. So, these days, a lot of people are trying to get into tech. According to you, because you are a director of engineering at such a top notch company, what are some of the skills you think that are very important for engineers to work on in order to get a dream job with a company that they really want?
I see at least three areas where engineers have to be strong. I'm giving an assumption that engineering fundamentals are there. But the differentiator factor, one is their ability to learn and stay curious for the entire career, not being worried about exposing themselves to new things. The other thing that is very important is the ability to uh, dissect a problem and break it down in very small pieces to make it manageable for themselves and for others. But this is also means that they have to be able to dig into unknowns without any fear. The third part is that they have to be very passionate about what they do, but at the same time, when they look at a solution, be very dry, being able to step back from the solution that they are proposing and look at it like it's somebody else's solution. This is because in a big company or whatever company that has more than two team members, solutions can come from everywhere and from anybody. The fact that you are not attached to your solution make you extremely powerful and valuable, because you can seed an idea and see a completely different direction, or you can just trigger the right conversation that will do the best, they will deliver the best experience for your users and customers. So being able to detach yourself from the solution and being open-minded.
What wonderful three advices. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think my favorite one was that whenever we come up with a solution, we get so attached to the idea that, oh my God, this is what we have to go for when we might. That's not what exactly the user would want. So, detaching yourself from the solution and then thinking of it from a rational perspective allows you to think more clear and from the user's perspective. So, thank you so much for sharing that. Last question. So you've had such a wonderful journey. You've paved your way up the ladder. You are working for a top company as a director of engineering, where you're handling and working with a bunch of amazing engineers all over the world. What is one thing that you've learned along the way that is something that you stick with throughout your day-to-day life?
That's a good question. Let me
Think
pick
about it. Take your
a good
time.
one. I think that the most important thing that I learned, there are actually two. One is that your intention, your intention may be great, but if you are not perceived in the right way from your team, you will never succeed. So check on yourself, check how you are perceived. That's one key factor to be successful. Another thing is to define success and what success means for you. Success doesn't mean just the title of growing from a career standpoint, but serving a very specific set of users or customers. When you feel that you are waking up in the morning and you are dealing with the right level, the right people, the right problems, then is when you are successful and you can, as a consequence, climb. But it's not because you are searching to climb, it's naturally happening. And this will give you a way more solid career where you will feel at some point that you still have a lot of things to learn, but you have some solid basis that you can help use to help and support your teams at your best.
Okay, those are two wonderful advices, and it seems like you have gone through those. You do implement those daily, and it's very important to surround yourself with the people who can support your vision. So, thank you so much for sharing that. Other than that, our time is up. Thank you so much for coming on the show, for sharing your wonderful advice, for sharing your tech knowledge, specifically for people who are out there trying to break into the tech industry, but most importantly, for sharing your life lessons for people who are hopeless at this moment because the job market is tough, but with people like you to remind them that there is still hope. Thank you so much.
No problem, my pleasure.